Hi, and welcome to the HR Info Line, where we give you the latest news and information from the Division of Human Resources at Eastern Kentucky University. I'm Dan McBride, and today we are very pleased to welcome to our Info Line Mark Spinosa, who is with Valic. Mark, welcome to the Info Line.
Thanks, Dan. Glad to be here. Thanks for having me.
Now, for someone who knows nothing about Valic, tell us a little bit about your company and what it is you offer at EKU.
Sure. Valic is one of the retirement plan providers here at Eastern Kentucky University, and we offer a variety of different retirement plans, everything from the ORP, which is the optional retirement plan for folks that are eligible and elect to participate in that. Of course, there's the employer contribution that's involved there, as well as the employee contribution that's mandated. We also offer supplemental retirement plans, which are available to everybody. So you may have heard, and some of the folks watching may be familiar with 403Bs and 457s, not to get too technical, but there are plans available for anybody that wants to participate. Everything is done through payroll with Wally Skiba and Patty Saley in Human Resources. So we have some pre-tax as well as a Roth or an after-tax option for folks to contribute to the retirement account.
And why would you tell an employee that it's important for them to participate in something like this?
Sure. Well, there's a couple reasons, and that's a great question. Let me just start by saying that in addition to higher education, Valic, we're also in K through 12. So, for example, I work in Madison County Schools, part of Fayette County, and so forth. The reason I bring that up is oftentimes I'll hear employees here at Eastern, as well as some of the teachers in the school system, say, well, I already contribute to the state. I'm going to have my pension down the road. I don't need to worry about that. The state will take care of me, so to speak. And to an extent, that's partially true. However, the university realizes, as do the school systems, that in most cases, due to many different factors, you can look at inflation, increasing life expectancy, rising healthcare costs, the list goes on, that it's simply not going to quite be enough. So it's a way for employees here at EKU to contribute to supplement. That's why they utilize us, is to supplement or bridge the gap between what they might be receiving down the road from the state and what they're actually going to need. In addition to doing that, the second reason that it's important, as I mentioned and alluded to before, is the majority of employees will contribute on a pre-tax basis. And quite simply, that just means that they're saving money on taxes now to contribute those dollars into a retirement account to supplement what they're going to need later.
All right, let's say I work at EKU, I participate in the program, and then I decide to leave for whatever reason. What happens to my retirement account then? Sure.
Your contributions to any of your accounts with us, whether it's through, again, the ORP, which is the optional retirement plan, or any of the supplemental plans, are always 100% vested, which means that they're your contributions to take with you. So it's not anything where, you know, an employee is going to contribute to an account and all of a sudden they're not with Eastern because either they've retired or they've decided to go somewhere else. You're never going to lose anything by putting money into the plans in terms of what's yours. So there are many different options available, and of course we sit down with clients on an individual basis to kind of go through and detail what those options are. But just to give you an example, we have a lot of clients here at Eastern that have multiple accounts with us. There might be somebody that has the 2 accounts through the ORP, and they also have a supplemental account, and all of a sudden they've retired or they moved on. Oftentimes in their situation it may make sense for them to be able to consolidate or roll those accounts into one with us when they leave. So there's never, oh my goodness, I'm putting money into an account and I'm only going to be here for X amount of time longer, I'm going to lose that money. Your money is your money to stay.
Now, I know there are several companies that offer similar products and services. Why would you say your company is set apart from those?
Sure, yeah, as you mentioned, there are many different providers here at Eastern. I think there are many different factors, but the two that I would like to point out would be service and accessibility. And what I mean by that, for example, the advisors in our district were part of Southern Indiana and Kentucky. So the majority of the advisors are in Indiana. That's where our district office is. And there are several of us that work here in Kentucky. So for example, I'm the only Valic advisor that covers EKU. And a lot of people don't know this, except for our clients, of course. I actually live here in Richmond. I'm right down by Meyer. Can't give you my home address, but
that's probably good.
But I'm here in local, and so just to give you an example, this month alone, I've been on campus about 5 or 6 times for client meetings. I do educational workshops, department visits, and so forth. So a lot of clients, when it comes to their retirement, you know, it's extremely important because it is their future after all. They want to know that they have somebody that really is just a phone call away, that can meet with them in their office or wherever that might be, because we also do house calls for clients in the evening. So typically there are 2 to 3 nights during the week that I'll sort of set aside for folks that may want to have an evening appointment. Maybe they don't have time during the day, or a 15, 20, 30-minute conversation certainly is not going to suffice to cover everything, and they might be more comfortable having their spouse there with them. So we also make house calls. I'm not traveling from, you know, Cincinnati or Louisville or some other places. So I would say the service component and obviously the accessibility that goes along with that would be the major factor, among other things, that set set us apart.
Well, you're right. I'm sure many people watching have more questions and would like to know more.
Sure.
So if someone wants to get in touch with you and find out what other things are available, how do they go about doing that?
The best two ways to do that, you can either call me on my cell phone, which we're going to put up on the website. There should be a number, once we get finished with the recording here, or via email. I'm just a phone call away. I have no problem giving out my personal phone number. Clients call me at all different hours, and I'm happy to take those calls. So let me just back up a second and also say that for folks that might want to have an individual appointment, maybe somebody that's watching this right now says, you know what, I really need to do that. I need to start a retirement account. They might want to contact me for that reason. Somebody else may have an account with another provider. Maybe the service isn't what they want it to be, or they have some questions about their investments and they just want a second opinion. That might be a reason. And then third, and this I think is really important, because as I've gone around to the different departments here on campus, I've had a lot of people say to me, Mark, it would be great if you could come and do the workshop at our department, because we have people that would like to learn more information, but in terms of a commitment, making that individual appointment, that's a big step for them in case they decide at the end of the day, hey, you know what, I don't want to take any action right now, and that's okay. So if you are watching this and you would like your department, for me to come in and do an educational workshop, like an Investments 101, what's retirement planning about, how do these investments work, why is it important, so forth and so on. We cover different topics. They can also contact me for that, so it's sort of a non-committal way to learn a little bit more about retirement planning and investing.
All right, a lot of information, and I'm sure folks will probably be following up, and hopefully you'll get some calls and some inquiries based on what you said today. Mark, thanks for being with us.
Thanks.
All right, don't forget, any information you need about what's happening in the Division of Human Resources, you can contact HR here on campus at Eastern Kentucky University. For the HR Info Line, I'm Dan McBride, and we thank you for watching.